Yeah, so what's happening right now that you're witnessing is not because we are drunk.
No, I haven't had
Which
anything.
generally is the case, but not right now.
No. Okay, we're good to go.
Okay, cool. So I think I lead off. So yeah, welcome to our teams. We're going to explain tonight a little bit how you get started in your business, how to set a solid foundation, where you should be focusing your time. And Leticia and I are both going to host it. We are success partners. You will hear that term a lot in this business. And basically what it means is you just find someone that you want to work with who will help push you and support you and be real with you and whatever. And so Leticia and I met through coaching. She lives in Dallas, I live in Portland, and we do all kinds of trainings together. So whether you joined her team or mine, whether you joined Team Living Fit or the Follow Your Bliss family, you kind of get both of us. We are both elite coaches. We are both married and dog moms. We both left our full-time jobs. So I used to work at Nike. I was a corporate climber. Leticia was a teacher, and now we do this full-time. We both left about a year and a half into the business. And we both make six figures now because of coaching. So that is not what happens for everyone, but the only reason I feel like it doesn't happen for everyone is because people give up before they get to that point. Because this business, while it's not hard work, like the work you're doing is not hard, you do have to work hard, right? Like, does that make sense? So it's not, the work that you're doing isn't hard, but you do have to work hard to reach the level of success that Leticia and I have, but it is so rewarding. So Leticia is also the #1 coach in the Spanish market, and she is a 9-star Diamond Elite coach. I'm 6-star. And what we're going to cover tonight on the call is your first steps that you should be doing as a coach, the 3 vital behaviors. These are things that Beachbody lays out for us. We're going to tell you that you just start where you are. Don't wait until you know everything or until you get to X point on your journey. Just start where you are. We're going to teach you a little bit how to share on social media, share your journey and post about it, the kind of things to say, the importance of being consistent, and then that you can create results from action. So Leticia is going to kick it off here about vital behaviors.
Okay, all right. So first, I usually say this at the end, but I feel like I need to say this in the beginning. And it's just try not to get overwhelmed. It is a lot of information coming at you all at once. That's just like anything else that we start new, like a new job or just a new anything. It always seems super overwhelming at first, but then the more you dive into it, the more that you get familiar with it, the less overwhelming it becomes. And another great thing is that everything that we'll share tonight in the call, you're going to hear it over and over and over and over again. So don't feel like you have to remember everything we say. You don't. You're going to hear it a lot throughout the new coach training groups and national wake-up calls and just team calls and everything like that as well. So breathe, relax, and then just try to enjoy this new journey, this new leap of faith, because it really is amazing if you don't let it consume you and overwhelm you. But the first thing that you're always going to hear is 3 vital behaviors, but now it's 4 vital behaviors. I feel like we need to change that. There's 4 vital behaviors that you're going to hear about, and they are vital because they really are like the bread and butter of our business. I feel like this business, it's not easy. It does require a lot of hard work, like Ashley was saying, but it's also not complicated. There's just certain things that if you keep doing every single day consistently, over time you're going to build up this momentum, and that's whenever your business kind of starts to take off. But the first one is inviting, and I feel like it should be sharing, inviting. And so what we mean by that is share your journey. And like Ashley said, don't wait until you feel like you've reached perfect ideal weight, because I feel like no one ever gets to that place where they're just like, oh, I'm finally, at my ideal weight or whatever. We're always a work in progress. And honestly, it is way more motivating and people can relate to you way more if they actually see you on your journey. They see the struggles, they see those non-scale victories, they see everything, the ups and downs that come with being on a fitness journey. And if you're sharing that, that's more relatable to people, that's more motivating, and that just shows others, if she can do it, I can do it too. Oh, she struggles with this, I do too. I think many times, especially when we become coaches, we feel like we have to put like our Beachbody ties on, and just be perfect and show nothing but perfection on our social medias, which that is quite the opposite, because perfection, no one can relate to perfection, right? People can relate to just the everyday persons. People can relate to someone who still has 30, 40, 20 pounds to lose. People can relate to people who struggle with eating, or struggle with getting their workouts in, or struggle because they're juggling like being a full-time mom and being a full-time employee and all of that. So start to share today if you haven't already, and then invite. Ashley and I both have groups like Country Heat's coming up, free groups, whatever groups that your team is offering, start to invite people to them. Again, you don't have to wait until you feel like you're ready, because you're never going to get to that point where you're just like feel like you're absolutely ready. The second one is be proof the products work. So I always tell coaches, if there's one thing to focus on this business, especially in the beginning, is focus on your journey. Focus on rocking a program, rocking your shakes, and then rocking progress results. Not rocking a hard, six-pack, not rocking a chiseled body, just rocking progress. Progress that people can see, either non-scale victories or scale victories, a little bit of both, but sharing that, because people need to see that you're using these products, they're working for you, and you are loving them, and they're rocking your world. So I know a lot of moms talk about how they have energy now from drinking Shakeology, and they're able to play with their kids, whatever, just anything that helps you be proof that these products are working. That's what you want to be sharing. That's what you want to be focused on. So everyone on this call should be already either on the way or already have a fitness program and Shakeology, because there's only one way to be passionate about something, and that's actually using it, getting results, and then sharing about it. It's really hard to be passionate, and it's really hard to believe in something that you yourself are not using. A third one, which is really, really important, is personal development. And if you ask any top coach in this network to give you like one tip of advice, they will all say, do your personal development. I've heard a lot of top coaches even say, like, if your day is jam-packed, where you're only going to have 10 minutes to dedicate to your business, it should be personal development. And that's because you're going to have to work a lot on yourself mentally and emotionally, because that just kind of goes hand in hand with physical transformation, right? It's like a mental and physical transformation. And I also say that because there will be times in this business where it will get tough, you will be tested, you will think, is this really for me? Or you'll start to get a little bit of negative feedback from family members or friends, because that's just what happens whenever we start to improve ourselves and we start to do good things for ourselves. There's always those haters, and sometimes, unluckily enough, or sometimes it happens to be friends and family members who just kind of being a little hater because they don't understand it, because they are staying in that life, and they're not moving on with you. And so that's whenever you need a lot of personal development. You'll have to strengthen your mind. You'll have to strengthen. So personal development is really, really, really huge key. And we will talk about that so much. And the fourth vital behavior that they now implemented is recognizing. So once you start to grow your team, recognizing your team. Once you start to get people in groups, recognizing them for their hard work, for showing up, and of that. And the next thing is staying connected. Staying connected in your team page, whether it's Team Living Fit or Follow Your Bliss family. It's staying in the know. Like, in order to be a good coach, you should stay in the know. You should never feel like, wait, I didn't know that was going on. I didn't know that program was on sale this month. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. Like, you should be on. You should stay on top of everything. Checking in the group, making you see what Ashley posted, seeing what your upline posted in the back office, in news. Follow our CEO, Carl Deichler. Follow the Beachbody Facebook page. Just staying in the know, staying connected. And I feel like that helps you also feel like you're closer, like you're a part of a big team. I know when I first signed up, there was times where I felt lonely just because you're at your house, like it's not something where we meet up. And so there's days where I would feel lonely, and as soon as I would feel like that, I would connect with the team and just interact with others and talk to others and motivate others and ask questions. And it just made me feel more like I was a part of a team, more connected. Tune into National Wake Up Calls. They're every Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time. They are recorded, but it's something about being on there live. If you can, you just get so much more. I feel like that. And then just be resourceful. If you have a question, odds are Google has the answer and YouTube has the answer, or Ashley will show you here in a second how to also check in our groups. Because if you have that question, odds are someone else have had the same question. And then also, Ashley and I, we love it if you reach out to us via message, but I truly feel like it's way more effective if you ask your questions in the group and then tag either your upline or Ashley and I, because others will see the same question, and others who join maybe at the same time probably have the same question. So we can kind of help help each other that way a lot quicker. And I know Ashley and I both try not to answer messages on the weekend. So especially if it's on the weekend, use the group, be resourceful, use YouTube, Google, the back office, FAQs, because I promise you that's probably not the first time that question has come up. And just this last part here is, our goal is to help you become independent as independent as quickly as possible. So when I was a teacher, kindergarten and first grade, my goal was to help get my little ones independent for me as quickly as possible, because when you have like 25 5-year-olds and you have one teacher, it's just, whenever the kids would start to like tie their own shoes and read on their own and do this on their own, they were always a lot more successful than those that, kind of held on a little bit longer. So try to be as independent as quickly as possible. Just be resourceful. Of course, we are here to help you for sure, especially in the beginning, because you'll have a ton of questions. You'll have a ton of questions and a ton of doubts, but also try to be resourceful. And so that's this. Okay, so your goal. So like I talked about before, if anything, just rock your program, drink your shakes every day, and then share what you're doing and share your progress. And along the way, help 3 people every single month. So if you're helping 3 people every single month connect to a challenge pack, that is a fitness program and Shakeology, we call that a challenge pack, you earn what we call Success Club points. And as coaches, we have a goal every single month to hit Success Club 5. So if you help 3 people connect to a challenge pack, that's 2, 4, 6, that's 6 points every single month. And not only are you helping yourself, because you yourself are being proof the product's work, you yourself are rocking it, but when you start to share, when you start to invite people, you motivate them to come on the journey with you. So start to ask people to come on the journey with you right away, or start to share right away, so you can start to hit that really exciting goal of hitting Success Club every single month. And Beachbody does an awesome job of incentivizing us, of giving us prizes. So it's like you help change lives, you're changing your own life, and as a bonus, Beachbody gives you prizes. So I have a few here. It's like they give you like little bobbleheads, just fun things. Like this month, well, from July, we're getting like this Shakeology canister thing. So they're really, really generous. And not only that, but if you're hitting Success Club, it's a really good indication that your business is moving forward, that you are changing lives, and that you are doing the right things. People are joining you, you're motivating others, and you're inspiring others to join you. The cool thing is when you hit Success Club in your very first month as a coach, it can actually be that month that you sign up. So if you signed up this month in August, this month can count as your first month. Or Beachbody is actually pretty cool about this. They actually also let September be your first month as well. It's like you can either decide, if you hit Success Club this month, good. But if you don't, you actually have next month as a buffer to count as your first month. And when you hit Success Club in that first month, you earn a call with our CEO, Carl Deichler. So it's really cool to talk about it and brag about that. And then if you earn Success Club in the first 3 consecutive months as a new coach, you earn a free ticket to Summit. We just got back from Summit. I don't know if you guys are following us on social media, but it was in Nashville, and I call it Beachbody on steroids. It's the most amazing, fun experience, life-changing experience event you can ever get to. So you get a free ticket to that. Next year is actually going to be in New Orleans, so that's a really, really rad incentive. So that's your goal for month 1, is focus on yourself, rock your program, and then on the way, inspire others to join you. So in month 2, we like to challenge coaches to give themselves that first promotion. So in Beachbody world, the first promotion is you get to an emerald rank. And again, we're going to talk all about this later on, but we definitely like to tell you right now so you can start thinking about that, like, oh, Success Club, emerald, these steps are important. And then those of you who are like above and beyond achievers like me, you're going to go and you're going to do your own research after this call, because you're going to want to know more about how to earn these or how to get these goals right away. But emerald rank is the first rank in Beachbody. And that's whenever you help 2 people sign up under you as coaches. That can be a coach who's ready to rock his business, or that can be a coach who just wants to discount for right now. And there's so many incentives whenever you get to emerald rank, but one of the cool ones is you start to earn free Beachbody leads, free customer leads for Beachbody. You start to earn team cycle bonus. And I feel like that's whenever business really becomes a business. And you're helping 2 people also start their journey as coaches, or just earn, get the Shakeology discount. I know for me, I signed up my husband. It was a coworker who wanted to drink Shakeology for a discount, and then I signed up my husband for as a coach as well, and I worked his business, and that's how I got to Emerald. There's tons of YouTube videos out there that explain why it's super beneficial to sign up your spouse and for your spouse to be one of your first coaches underneath you, especially if you're like, I'm in this for the long run, I want to get to Emerald, I want to hit the ground running. That's definitely something you want to research more about and look into. But overall, your goal is to just never pay for your products again. I know when I first signed up, I truly didn't understand what I was doing. I truly didn't even understand what Success Club was, but my upline, Danielle, Fin Funky, if you guys follow her, she told me, hit Success Club every month because that's how you'll be successful. So I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And I have. I've hit Success Club now for like 39 consecutive months. I don't know how long it's been, but I've never missed not hitting Success Club. There are months that I came close, but I'm like, Danielle told me never to miss it, so I'm never going to miss it. And then she told me, if you help 3 people every month connect to a challenge pack, not only will you hit Success Club, but that's going to give you enough commission to pretty much drink Shakeology for free. So I'm like, sold. I was a teacher. You know, we're living paycheck to paycheck, didn't have extra money. So I'm like, I can drink Shakeology for free. I can help 3 people out every single month. And I can hit that awesome goal of hitting Success Club every month. Like, I'm sold. And that's what I focus on a lot because, again, I wanted to get my products paid for. Is this mine too? Yeah. Okay, so it's like, when should I share? Now, like yesterday. Again, don't wait. I already talked about this, so I'll just kind of go over this really just a lot quicker, but you'll never find the right time to start sharing. I know many people are like, man, I'm scared. Like, I still have 20 pounds to lose, or I'm still not in my ideal weight. Like, what are people going to think about me? Like, how can I even coach anyone? It's not about that. The way I like to tell new coaches, whenever you invite people to your groups, to our groups, and Ashley and I both open up our groups, especially to our new coaches, so we can run these groups together, so you don't have the pressure of running your own challenge group the very first time. But the way I tell new coaches, a good way to explain it is when you reach out to someone, just be honest with them. Be like, hey, I just bought this program, 21 Day Fix. I've heard wonders from it. I've seen so many people get good results. I just got it, and I'm going to start it. Do you want to do this with me? So it's like you're inviting someone on the journey with you. It's not like I'm a coach, and I'm going to coach you through it, and I'm an expert. No, I think it sounds way more inviting, way more fun, and just way more also less pressure on you to say, we're going to do this together. I'm going to do this with you, and we're going to help each other on the way. That's how I started to invite people in the beginning, because again, I didn't feel like, it's not like you sign up, it's not like you sign up as a coach and then boom, you're an expert in nutrition and you're an expert in fitness. Absolutely not. And we never expect you to. You never should feel like you have to be an expert at anything. All you have to do is invite people on the journey with you, and you're going to help them the most that you can, but you're also going to have the support from everyone else who has been doing it for a long time. We run our challenge groups together. And so just always remember that, and remember to invite them on the journey with you. And so you're going to get a lot of questions in the beginning, like, but what is this? And what is Shakeology? You don't have to know all the information. You can just simply say, I'm not really sure, but all I know is that my friend who's been a coach for, she's been using it for 3 months, she's lost 30 pounds. Or, Shakeology, I'm not really sure exactly what's in Shakeology, but all I know is that I've been drinking it for 5 days. My energy is through the roof. I haven't had a Coke in 5 days, or, I'm needing less caffeine, like however these products are helping you. Just always speak from experience. Like, people want to know why you're using them. They can go and Google the facts of all the Shakeology ingredients and what they do in the maca root or whatever. They can go Google all the information of 21 Day Fix. They truly want to know why you're using it, or why you're planning on using it, how it's helped you, or how it's helped someone you know. It's like that saying, facts tell, stories sell. So just always share how it's already helped you, or how you're hoping it's going to help you, or how it's helped someone that you know, because that truly does resonate more with people than just like spitting out, like you're just like word vomiting all this information that doesn't even make sense. Because honestly, all this, I can't even pronounce half the ingredients in Shakeology. I know they're all natural and good for you, but I'm going to sit there and tell people like whatever ingredients, and I just tell them, when I started drinking Shakeology, I started to poop every single day. And I know my husband used to make fun of me, but that for me was important, because I used to be like a person that would poop like every 3 days. I know TMI, but so people would ask me, I'm like, I don't know, but dude, I'm like pooping every day. And it was funny because it sounds silly, but when I started telling people that, people started telling me, oh, really? Like, I don't go to the restroom every day either. So actually, I started to find out that a lot more people that I knew had an issue, a regularity issue, but anyways, that's just an example. So yeah, so start to share now, lead with your passion and with your experience, and just know that you don't have to know everything. Just share from your heart, share where you're at in your journey right now, and invite people to do this with you, not necessarily you having to be the expert.
Okay. And just to add on to that real quick, I think that you will get more objections on Shakeology than anything else. So you want to make sure you are drinking it and you can have your own story with it, because probably when you signed up, that was your biggest objection too. Like, no, hardly anybody wants to drink that shake right off the bat. And if they do, when they're first talking to you, it's because they've watched you for a while and done enough research to know. So anyway, okay, so that was a lot of information on where you should, focus your time and what's going to make you successful. I want to help you narrow that and explain, because you're going to get overwhelmed. There is so much to know in this business. I still am learning all the time. Do you want to mute that person? I don't know who that is. I still am learning all the time. So it's easy to get overwhelmed in the beginning. Remember, you don't have to know everything. Like Leticia said, don't even try to be an expert. It's not necessary at all. And I think it's more relatable when you're not. But here's where you should be focusing your attention. So first, the amazing thing about this business is you are most successful when you work on you first. So work on your own personal fitness. Make sure that you're doing your workout every day, you're following a program, and you're doing your workout and you're drinking your shake every single day. And then I also, it's the last one here, but I also want you to, like Leticia said, personal development. If you only had time to do one, like to do your workout or personal development, or do your workout, drink your shake, or whatever, personal development's the most important. It's what's going to help you be successful in this business. It's what's going to help you not quit. And when people tell me like I'm struggling, or I'm not having success, or I'm getting a lot of no's, or I'm feeling really defeated, my first question is always like, what are you reading right now? Or what personal development are you doing? So it's part of our job as coaches to work on ourselves. And it's amazing that is in our job requirement. You need to have your physical fitness in order, and you need to have your mental fitness in order. So you can be selfish here, and you can work on yourself first. So those are two things, well, workout and shakes. I guess maybe that's three things where you're going to spend your time every single day. Never skip a day on that. And then you're going to share your journey, and we'll teach you a little bit more about this in this call, as well as there's tons of social media training out there on YouTube. I've done some on my YouTube channel. Leticia's, Danielle is amazing. She always shows up. I feel like a lot of people ask her for branding. Danielle Natoni, Fit and Funky, so we're under her. And so there's tons of social media training out there, but the goal is to share your journey authentically, where you are loving these products, you're loving the experiences, you're loving the community, and you're just sharing that. And people are just feeling the change through social media. They're seeing what's happening, and they're piquing their interest and getting curious about what it is. And all you need to do is help 3 people a month get connected with a program and Shakeology. So you're setting them up with a challenge pack, and then getting them plugged into a support group or challenge group or accountability group, whatever you want to call it, so that they have fitness, nutrition, and support, which are the things that are going to change their life. And that's it. So far, you're focusing on your physical health, you're focusing on your mental health, you're working on sharing your journey and getting 3 people to join you so they can start working on their physical health. And then stay plugged into our team calls every week. We both host calls every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. We also record them if you can't be on live. But recordings are not, there's just something about being on live. Like recordings don't have the energy that you have when you're on it live. They're great as a backup, but I would use it as an exception, not the rule. So try to be on live if you can, and just stay plugged into the team like she said. And remember, at this little thing at the bottom here, remember that resources are resources, I don't think I enunciated that right. Resources are incredible, but they'll get you nowhere. So you can like study your brains out. You can know every fact about the Coach Online Office, or you can watch 25 YouTube videos, or you can read 37 books on network marketing. And if you don't do these vital behaviors, you will not be successful in the business. So resources are great, but focus your energy where you're going to get the most payback. And that's on your working on your own journey and sharing that journey and connecting people with it. So just take it one thing at a time. Don't get overwhelmed. If you're starting to feel overwhelmed, get back to these basics. And now I'm going to share with you a resource that you can use. So we all have team pages that you've been added to. This is mine, the Follow Your Bliss family. Leticia has hers. And I'm going to show you, so this is what the page would look like, right? On the left here, you can click on, your groups will show up here. Like if you're in a challenge group right now or an accountability group, this little wheel on the left, you can click on that and you can add it to your favorites so that it's going to show up on the top bar. Oops, I don't think I want to do that. It's going to show up on the top part of your sidebar, and it'll be in your favorites. Also, if you've downloaded the Groups app on your phone, it'll be at the top there. You want to have your notifications on so that you get notified, like with the bubbles at the top, but I turn the notifications off on my phone. So it's very tempting when you're a new coach to leave notifications on your phone. I turn them off because I want to be able to work the business on my time when I decide that I want to work the business. And if you get a notification every time someone comments or likes or sends you a message or whatever, it's really easy to then just be stuck to your screen all the time and feeling like you have to respond immediately. So have your notifications on here so that you get pinged within Facebook, but not on your phone. That's my recommendation. And make sure you check out the files section in your team page. So this is a lot there's a ton of resources in here. I'm going to show you, I'm going to screen share and go into our group. But this files section has all kinds of things. So it has scripts, it has how to host like free 5-day clean eating challenges. Let me just show you. I think I'm in Chrome. Okay, so here's your Follow Your Bliss. This is my Follow Your Bliss family. So, you know, if I were to go home and I would click over here on Follow Your Bliss family, this is what it looks like. The files section has, so this is like, I just added this August 5th. So this is what I say to someone who says, I want to try Shakeology. This is the wording that I use. It's my script for how to take someone from just Shakeology to Shakeology with a program, because that's a better deal for them, and it's also going to give you 2 Success Club points. But remember, it's a better deal for them. So this is how you don't feel like you're selling things, when you remember that you're coming from a place of helping people first. And it is a benefit to us. It's a benefit for us to get 2 Success Club points, but it's the best deal for them because they can either pay for shipping or they can get a program for free. So I have my script here. I have all of our previous we call them team happy hours, the Tuesday night team calls. So I have those listed here with links of everything. I have them uploaded on YouTube. Leticia has the same. Then you have other scripts in here, like this is my hammer and chisel script. So this is like my first reply, then my second reply. So you have all kinds of resources here, and I know Leticia has the same in her file section, so check that out. And then another really awesome feature is this search feature. So if you have a question about like, is Shakeology like safe for breastfeeding moms? You can type in like breastfeeding and see what pops up. On Shakeology and breastfeeding, what do you usually say to people if it's safe to take it? So then you get these replies. And again, here's my script. Here's like, and Jen has her. So you get all kinds of replies so that you don't have to then ask that same question. You can use that as a resource. And then I think that's all that we're sharing with this. I think the screen share. But this is, yeah, your team page, and don't be afraid to ask questions in here. I remember I was afraid when I was first added to a group, but we're all learning, we're all together, and no one's judging. So everyone's happy to help. Okay, so, well, this doesn't matter. Okay. All right, and then Letty, we're gonna share with you some good and not so good posts.
All right, okay. So I'm just going to quickly run through these, and these are just big no-nos, and these are actually screenshots of things that I posted in the beginning. So there's this quote, I probably say it wrong, but I love it because it says something like, if it's worth If it's worth doing, it's worth doing wrong until you get better at it. So in this business, there's a lot of things that are worth doing wrong in the beginning until you get better at it, because it's better to do it wrong, I think, and have practice with it and progress with it and get better with it. So one day you can rock it, or you can be way better, and then you can teach others how to not do it the way you did it. Much better than just avoiding it altogether and then just never posting the post or never making a video. There's things like that that are super scary in this business, but they're so worth doing well. So anyways, one of the biggest no-nos is to not use the awesome Beachbody graphics that Beachbody has. Like, they're awesome and everything, but if you think about it, there's, I don't know how many coaches do we have now in the network. A lot of coaches now in the network, and a lot of them love these graphics. And so if your followers are probably following not only you as a Beachbody coaches, there are probably a few other Beachbody coaches, but if everyone uses the same graphic, like for example, Country Heat just came out 2 weeks ago. If everyone would use the same graphic, autumn looking amazing, it becomes white noise. And the majority of people, whenever they're scrolling their newsfeed, they're on their phone, and this is how people scroll. I know this is how I scroll. And so if there's something that doesn't catch my eye, I'm just going to keep scrolling, especially if I keep seeing the same post over and over. So you don't want to be white noise on your social media. But I also say, don't get too caught up on that, because then a lot of people are just like, oh my God, then I'm not going to post anything because I don't know what to post. I don't know if this is good. I know this is not good. Just post it anyways and you'll get better. But definitely avoid these same graphics that everybody uses. And another huge no-no is don't put the price in your pictures like I did here, in your wording like I did here. And the reason for that is because if I'm looking at this, and this right here, only $19.95, that's first, that's super salesy. Second, if I am someone who's following you and I just see a huge $140, I was like, whoa, that's so expensive, because I don't understand the value yet. So what you want to do is you want to have a conversation with people who reach out to you. You want to talk about what you're doing and get them, and do it in a way where they're curious and want to know more information. So then you can take them to a private message. And in that private message, you can ask them questions like, what are your goals? What do you struggle with the most? What workouts do you like? What don't you like? The more that you get them to open up, the more that they're going to see the value, and the more they're going to understand why this program is for them. Because by that time you get them to open up, you get them to share, well, I struggle with this, or struggle with that, or I struggle with eating disorders. There's people who've opened up a lot to me in the past, like they've shared some really personal things, and then we're talking. And so when it's time for me to tell them the investment, I first break it down. Like, you're going to get all of this. Like, I break it down like Shakeology just gave you a meal a day. That's 30 meals in 1 month. You're going to get a program created by experts, like having a personal trainer in your TV. Like, I really, truly break it down for them so that whenever they see the 140, by then they see now the value of it versus just a big old price tag. And to definitely avoid doing that.
And one thing I just want to add is a question you can ask yourself is, if this were in my newsfeed, would I stop my scroll for it? Like, if you guys saw this in your newsfeed, would you stop your scroll? So before you post something, just say, like, to yourself, is this something that would stop my scroll? Is this interesting enough? Or is it, if it wasn't posted by me, does it look salesy or spammy or whatever?
Yes. Okay, so now I borrowed some of these other examples, and these are a little bit older, but these are just more eye-catching. But what I truly want to point out for these is that they're just more personal. In this one, it's Ashley's face and her transformation picture, because people are going to join you for you. They can buy the products from anywhere, from Team Beachbody, from Amazon, from eBay, from a friend. When they decide to message you and they decide they want to join your challenge group, it's because of you. It's because you've been showing up, you've been motivating them, you've been inspiring them, and they want to be with you. So your social media, if I go scroll your social media, especially as you get started, I should see a lot of pictures of you with your family, not just fitness related, but pictures of you, your face. I want to know who you are, right? Because I want to get to know you. I want to get to know what you struggle with. I want to get to know what you've overcome. I want to get to know what your journey you're on. Like, I want to get to know you. And here's one of me again. It's my face. It's my transformation. There's no price tags on here, and there's just way more personalized, so that people know who they're joining. And this is just another example of one that Ashley did that I thought was really good, and it was for a coaching post. inviting people to join her team. So what I see here is I see her with a group of people and they're laughing and they're having a great time. And so when I see this, I'm like, wow, like Beachbody must make you, their friends and family and laughter and love. That's what I see. I see very personal versus if she would have just put a graphic like join Team Beachbody, you use that Beachbody logo, which is awesome, but it's not awesome for us. Here I know exactly who I'm joining and I just get kind of a glimpse into this. And if I'm someone who's wanting to be a part of something, if I'm someone who maybe am needing like to be a part of a tribe, of an inspiring tribe, of people who have fun and people who love each other, this is going to call out to me. This is going to invoke some kind of emotion. So that's another thing that I try to remember is this post going to invoke some kind of emotion? Because they always say like emotion, whenever you evoke emotion in someone, it gets them more likely to make some kind of action, whether that's reach out to you or like it or even comment, or just you start to plant that seed in their mind like, maybe I should look a little bit more into this.
Okay, so now that you've seen some examples of good posts and not so good posts, I'm going to give you a few social media tips, and these are just kind of all over the place. But the first one is to keep it short. So this is a super long caption on this one, but it's very rare that I will put this long of a caption up because people are moving so fast. If I see pictures like that, or posts like that, I very rarely stop to read them. So keep it short, keep it, like a paragraph or less. Don't have to get super wordy, except every so often when you're really trying to tell your story, then, it's appropriate to be a little longer. But I also want to encourage you to share your story and how Beachbody is helping you. I think it's very tempting when you're a new coach, you're not super comfortable with sharing yourself yet. On social media, it's tempting to want to just share other people's journeys, but the people that are watching you trust you way more than they trust anyone whose story that you're going to share because they know you. They know if like a before and after is true or not, and whether or not you're going to Photoshop, whether that's possible because they've been following you and they trust you. So it's really important to share, like we were saying all along, how does Shakeology work for you? What is this community doing for you? How has fitness helped you? And of course, I share other people's transformations too, but most of my page is about me and what's happening, what Beachbody is doing for me. So make sure that you are sharing you. We just talked about something that's going to be eye-catching, so stop and ask yourself, because the thumbs are moving real quick on people's phones. I think like 95% of users on Facebook now do it from their mobile. Hardly anyone uses a computer anymore. So most people are just moving that thumb real quick. So ask yourself, is this eye-catching? Like, would this stop someone's scroll? Another thing that you'll hear a lot when you do social media training is pick 5 things that you want to be about. And this might take you a little bit of time, but figure out what makes you you that is not Beachbody, that is not fitness, and post about those things, because you can't just all of a sudden be Beachbody all day long, because that's not all you are. Beachbody is now a part of your life, and for me and Leticia, who've been doing this for 3 years and are doing it full time, and most of our friends are Beachbody and stuff, like Beachbody is a huge part of our life now, a lot bigger than it was when we first started. But even still with that, we are not just Beachbody coaches, right? Like, so for me, I share about my dogs. I also am into like hair and beauty things. So I'll share like new products that I find, or I'll do tutorials. I also, both Leticia and I like to drink. So we share about a life of balance, and we'll post about that. I really like, I've been on a journey of self-love for a long time because I beat myself up for years. So another thing that I talk about is embracing where you're at and doing self-love. So pick things that make you you. If you're a mom, that should be part of it. That's part of who you are. You're a mom. If you love doing ceramics, or you love reading books, or you're a big water skier or whatever, that should also make it in. If you are a hairstylist, that's a huge part of who you are, right? So share things that are not just Beachbody and fitness related, because that's not super interesting. People want to know who it is behind, because at the end of the day, no one is buying products from you. They're buying you. They might purchase products from you, but really they're buying you. And it came up today in a group that people are having people go to Amazon and purchase things. And that happened a lot to me in the beginning as well. And I think it's just because people are just starting to see you be a fitness person, like a resource in fitness. So they don't know the value of having you as their coach yet. And so the more you can put yourself out there and share who you are, you're going to attract people like you. And they're also going to start to fall in love with you and want to work with you. And you will be the biggest bonus to doing this program. I don't hardly have anybody ordering off Amazon or eBay anymore. They're ordering through me because I've provided who I am on social media, so then they want to work with me. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. Another thing to do to boost engagement is to ask questions of your audience. So give them a call to action. A couple of examples of this are if you put up 2 outfits side by side and say, date night, can't decide what to wear, which one, A or B? Or I've got this big event coming up, I have these 2 dresses or 3 dresses, whatever, which one, ABC. Or one time in the beginning I was looking for new mascara. So I asked, what's your favorite mascara? Or like, what's an eyeliner that doesn't run? Or I was in the market for a new vacuum and I asked like, what vacuum is the best? Just anything that's going to ask them like little simple questions to get them to talk and comment and engage with you. And they have nothing to do with fitness. I mean, they can, but just simple, quick little questions. And I guess here we are. Rule of thumb, your page should be about 20% fitness. So if you're going to post 5 posts a day, 1 post should be about fitness. I also say that if you're posting just 3 posts a day, because I think that should be your goal, no less than 3 posts a day on social media. And one of them should be about fitness. I really think it's important to share your workout every single day to show people that that's all you're doing. You're doing like a 30-minute workout from home, no matter what. Days you feel like it, days you don't, with kids climbing all over or dogs in your face, and showing them what's possible. So I think that that's important, but then also make sure you're sharing other things, not fitness. And frequently go to your page and look and ask yourself, would someone follow, like if it wasn't your page and you go there, would you follow yourself? Is it interesting enough? And also when you go to a page, can you tell that you're a coach? That you can help people? Can you tell that they're not just a coach, that they also have other things going on? And also that they're not selling anything, they're just sharing. So go to your page and kind of check that out, I don't know, once a week, every couple weeks or whatever, and just kind of check yourself and see where you're at. Are you interesting enough that you would want to follow yourself, or are you just being kind of salesy? Let's see. Coaches that aren't married yet or don't have children. Okay, but Rebecca, you probably still have a million, do you have girlfriends? Or do you spend time with your family? Maybe you have Sunday dinner together, or maybe you go out with girlfriends all the time. I follow a ton of single people on social media. I have a ton of single people on my team. Just because you're not married or you don't have kids or maybe you don't have animals, whatever, there are still things that make you, Rebecca, that is very interesting. And I feel like no matter what, whoever you are, if you exist, other people like you exist that you are going to attract to you. And you, Rebecca, are going to attract people that I cannot attract and no one else on this call can attract. They're only going to be attracted to you. So it's going to take a little bit of time. What are you interested in? What do you spend time looking at Pinterest on? What do you do on the weekends? And guess what? Part of my thing that makes me me is that I like to drink. Whoever would have thought I could have made that part of my brand? Oh, I like to go to bars. Is that a thing? Yeah, it's a thing. It is a thing that I have made a part of my brand. So if you just go out on the weekends with your girlfriends, and you want to be healthy and fit and you want to build a business as well, guess what? If you exist, there are tons of other people like you that exist. So whatever it is that makes you is totally okay. Just, share that. Okay, I'll answer. We have a Q&A at the end, so we'll save that one. Okay, and then a mediocre post is better than no post at all. This is going to go to the consistency thing, and Leticia is going to talk about that a little bit later, but it is so important to show up every single day. If you, maybe you've been inspiring someone, they've been watching you for a little while, and they're not quite ready to pull the trigger yet. I don't know how long you guys watched your coach, maybe it was me or Leticia, how long you watched us before you felt ready to reach out. But what if you were inspired, and then you saw something, you're I'm so sick of this, I'm gonna reach out, and you go to our page and you see we haven't posted in 3 days, or you see we haven't posted in a week, or you don't see anything, like we're not active anymore, do you think you're going to still reach out to us and want to ask for help? Probably not. You're going to want to go to the person that you know is going to be there to support you. So it's so important to be consistent. Don't overthink social media. I will tell you it's a muscle, so it takes a lot more effort in the beginning to come up with social media content than it does now. It is like second nature now. I don't really have to think about it. It's just part of my blood that I post things on social media, but it was really hard in the beginning. Don't overthink it. Don't stress yourself out. Do some more training on social media, but make sure that you are present every single day. And then be willing to change and adapt, because so social media is always changing. The algorithms are always changing. You're going to evolve as you grow as a person. Your following is going to evolve. As you grow, your following will grow with you and change. You might get some unlikes, but that's only going to bring you closer to the people that are really your tribe. So be flexible. And then I feel like we're kind of racing through this, but the next thing I want to talk to you about is when you're having conversations with people, how do you interact? So for example, if someone sends you a message and says, okay, girl, I've seen your results. They're amazing. I want in. How do I buy? Nobody at that point is ready to purchase from you. Nobody. If you get, here's your link, $140, go buy it. People are going to go and be like, whoa, hell no. I did not realize it was $140. I'm not interested. And then it's going to be crickets. Or if someone says, okay, girl, saw your results, you look great, tell me about it, I'm excited, and then you give them 1,000 paragraphs of information, also not interested, because that's a little too much, it's a little bit overwhelming, people don't want to read that much, and it feels just like being smothered. So you want to layer it, like a lasagna. It's also called breadcrumbing, where you don't give someone the whole loaf, you just give them a little taste, just a little taste of like a cookie, and then you keep them coming back for more. So if someone messages me like, hey girl, I'm so excited, I've been following your journey, I really want to do this new country program. How do I sign up? Where do I sign up? I'm not going to send them the link. I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, girl, it is so freaking fun. However I would talk to someone in person is how I try to talk on text. So I will say like, oh my gosh, girl, it is so freaking fun. Like the other day I called someone like, dude, and she thought that was rad, right? So like talk to them how you would talk to a friend and be like, and so then, oh my gosh, it's so freaking fun. I love it. I've only done a couple so far. Are you working at it all right now currently? And ask, that's it. So then I would send that. And then they'll say, oh yeah, I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. And what's your diet look like? And then they'll send me another sentence back. And then I'll say, awesome. Like what's another question that I asked? Like, shoot, I just had one. I can't remember. But you're just going back and forth until you figure out like, oh, the question is, do you have any goals that you're working on right now? Why do you want to do this group? Do you have any goals you're working on right now? So you're going back and forth. You're figuring out what their need is. So then you can say, okay, I would love to have you join my next boot camp for X, Y, and Z. I think this would be great because you don't have time to work out. You can work out from home. Like whatever the reasons are you found out, and fill that in with what you can offer them. And then the $140 doesn't seem so bad because now they realize you get them and you're going to be able to help them, and they get 30 meals with it. So, and as soon as you believe in the value, like $140 is insane for what we get. No, you can't even buy anywhere. You can't buy 30 meals for $140, like unless it's Top Ramen, which those are not even meals, right? That's empty calories. So you have to believe, like buy into the fact that what we have is a huge value, and make sure you're layering your conversation with people. Don't overwhelm them. And then this one I just feel like is stupid, so we won't talk about that because we don't have time. Okay, so power of consistency, Leticia.
Alrighty, and I'll just quickly go through this too. I know I feel like it's so much information, so that's why in the beginning we say it's a lot of information. Hurry, it's okay, you'll hear so much more about it. And also, to add to that, this call and then both Ashley and I have new coach training groups that you will be plugged into. I know Ashley's like an ongoing thing. You do it on your own self-paced. Mine is a little bit different, but it's the same gist. Like we just help you for 3 weeks. Ashley's is 2 weeks. And in this call, we just try to give you a little training on everything, but this is bare minimum. If you want more training on social media, go to YouTube and type in Beachbody social media trainings. You'll find tons of really good, more in-depth, extensive trainings on social media from top coaches who give you the best tips, who rock social media. Same with everything that we're talking about, this Emerald thing, the Success Club thing. We're just giving you the bare minimum, because if we sat here and gave you training, like extensive training, we'll be here for days. So if you truly are wanting to rock this business and you truly are wanting to know more, then go out there and do your own research and do your own training, because I promise you there's tons of information out there. But just the power of consistency, the power of showing up every single day. And I'll just give you a few examples. I signed up in April of 2013. So this post was a few months after I signed up. It was just me and my husband doing P90X. And there was 3 likes on that post. One was for myself. I used to like my own things. Sad. And a comment from a friend. And this was a teacher friend of me. So it's like crickets, and no one liked my stuff, and no one commented on it. And that can be, I will say this, that can be a little, what's that word I'm trying to find? I don't know, it can bum you out, especially if you are following other top coaches, or you're following coaches who've been in this business for a long time, and you see like Ashley's post, she got 100 likes, and you go back to your post, womp, womp, like 2 likes. You got to remember that you can compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 20. That's number 1, because I used to do that. When I joined Beachbody, I mean, I signed up with Danielle Natoni, Fit and Funky, you know, so she's like huge in in Beachbody world. So there's many times I would compare myself to her, and I'm like, what am I doing? I've been in it for a month. She's been in it X amount of times. She's been consistent. So that's first thing. Don't compare yourself. And number 2 is just be consistent. So jump over to April 2016. Was that 3 years later? This post got 183 likes and 30 comments. So from 3 likes to 183 likes, that only happened because I showed up every single day. Even though my post in the beginning sucked, like it's embarrassing if I go back to my post when I was a brand new coach, but I only got better because I kept trying. I only got better because I didn't let it freeze me. I didn't let fear of like, is this a good post? Is it not a good? I would just post it. And I also, I guess as a teacher in me, I took a lot of trainings, a lot of books on social media. I did the whole YouTube social media trainings. I've gone to training, to actual live trainings. I knew that in order to be successful in this business, I had to learn how to be a little better on social media. And then I also did easy things like follow other coaches who rock social media. I would see kind of what they would post. Oh, she posts about her family, or she posts about her personal life too. Maybe I should do that too. So I did my research, but I also showed up every single day. There's not a day that I've not shown up on social media, even when I'm in Punta Cana celebrating my 10-year anniversary, even when my grandma died, even when life happens, I still show up. Even if it's just to say, hey guys, I'm going to be a little absent, sorry, I've been a little absent today. I'm going through X, Y, and Z. Because life happens to us too, right? We're humans as well. But you got to show up every day, like Ashley said. I think Lori used this analogy once, and it's really good. And it always stuck with me when I was a brand new coach. She said, pretend you own a Starbucks, because this is like owning your own business. You are your own business owner. And so pretend you own a Starbucks, and then just pretend one day you're having a shitty day, and so you decide to close your Starbucks. You would never do that, right? Because why would you close your business down? You would lose out on customers. You would lose out on on changing someone's life that day. Because for some people, coffee is life-changing. So the same thing with our business. Why would you ever not show up one day? That's just, it blows my mind whenever people do that. Sometimes people disappear for like weeks and days, and I'm just like, what? So that's the way you're going to build trust. Also, showing up every day. I know this sounds weird, but I get messages still to this day of people telling me, I've been following you for for X amount of time. You're very consistent. That's so weird to tell someone that, right? Like, you're very consistent. I've never even thought of telling someone that. But I've just shown up. I actually had a coach who was at Summit with me. She followed me for 3 years. For 3 years, she followed me. And then just recently, she reached out to me. She's like, okay, Leticia, I've been following you. I've been seeing your growth. I've seen you, you show up every day. I've been seeing how much you change people. I'm finally ready. That was because of my consistency. That was because I built trust with her, even though we hardly ever communicated, but she was watching me, and she was getting to know my personality, and she was getting to know me. Yes, I was a Beachbody coach, but I also, on my like page, I talk about my husband, I talk about puppy, and when I was a teacher, I talked a lot about teacher and my students. So I try to let people know who I am, other than just a Beachbody coach. And yeah, the more consistent you are, the more trust you're going to build. And in this business, it's really important to build trust with your following, because again, you're asking them for like $140. Like they're going to have to trust you. They're going to have to believe that you're in this for the long haul. They're going to have to believe that you are going to help them forever until the end of time. And some people, it really takes a lot of time for them to see you show up every day, for them to finally feel like, okay, I can trust this chick. I can trust her, and I know she's going to help me. She shows up every day. You know, I've never seen her not show up. I trust her now. And so that's the importance of consistency. I'm done.
Okay, this is the next slide. We can just touch on it real quick. And after this call, what do you do next? So remember that you focus on your own journey, so your fitness and your shake and your mental health. And then you focus on sharing that on social media. And you want to get 3 people a month to help them as well. And further training, next step is, Leticia mentioned it, but what's the next one? But we have the, I call mine the 14-day Smart Start. I think, I don't know, but it's in the Follow Your Bliss team page, so your coach should tag you in that if you haven't been already. And then Leticia has groups that she starts every month for coach training. So if you haven't been plugged into that, reach out to your coach and ask when the next one is so that they can get you plugged into it. Okay, now Q&A. So there was a question about, are there certain times we should post on social media? I feel like it just depends. I think the hours of like 8 a.m. to like 9 p.m. Monday through, well, Sunday through Thursday, really, are pretty high traffic times. People are still on social media and Facebook on Friday and Saturday, but just not as much. So I don't post like challenge group invites or big transformation photos on the weekends because people are not really on there. And also, when they're drunk at a barbecue or boating on Saturday, they're not thinking about how they want to join a fitness group and lose weight, right? But on Sunday night, after they've had this amazing weekend of fun, and they're like, crap, I remember that pizza and bag of Doritos I ate. Maybe I should do something about my fitness. So like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are really great days to post like challenge group stuff or transformation photos or whatever. But that's what I would say about posting. I do think it's important to post, like we said, every single day. So even though people aren't on social media as much on the weekends, you still have to post. You still have to show up. You're just not putting your like best posts up there. And I also feel like I post more during the week than I do on the weekends. Maybe on the weekends I'm doing 2 to 3 posts, and during the week I try to do more, like 4 to 6 posts a day. So does anyone else have any questions? I know we ran through this like super fast, so it was a lot of information to throw at you. But remember, just go back to basics and focus on yourself. Focus on sharing it authentically, like falling in love with the program and the results and the community, and sharing that on social media, and getting 3 people to join you. Okay, completely new to Shakeology and Beachbody, still waiting for my challenge back to arrive. How long should I wait to announce myself? So one of my favorite things to do, and Leticia, feel free to jump in whenever. I am a talker, and Leticia is more introverted, so I kind of talk a lot over her on accident. But so one of my favorite things to do or to recommend when people have not gotten your challenge pack yet, or they're just brand new, is use your page as an accountability journal kind of thing. So when your pack arrives, you can take a picture with it, or you can put a picture just of that up. I always think it's better if you're in it somehow, and make a post about like, all right, guys, I've decided to take the challenge. I'm going to commit to, 21 days, whatever you want to tell your story, a little bit of why you decided, and then say, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to use my page as a way to hold myself accountable so that I continue with this. So I'll be sharing my journey with you. And that way it's not like, hey, everybody, I signed up as a coach and I would really love it if you would purchase from me. Like, it's just very approachable. It's just like, hey, I'm doing this. I'm just going to use this as accountability. I'm not trying to be in your face about it, but it's just helping me. And then people don't have this like weird reaction to it. They're like, okay, cool. And then you're going to be sharing your journey. And they know because you've already told them why you're doing it. And as you share your journey, you're like, oh my gosh, guess what? I went down a pant size, or I lost 5 pounds, or I have energy through the roof, or whatever. And people are like, watching you without feeling like they have to buy anything, and they're going to message you and be like, what is this thing that you're doing, right? And maybe they're not going to message you. Maybe they're going to watch you for a little while, and you're going to have to be the one messaging, and there's training that comes with that. But that's what I would do, Chelsea. When your program arrives, I would take a picture of it or with it and put a post up about how you're going to be using your Facebook as an accountability journal to help hold yourself accountable to this. That's what I would do. What do you think, Bloody?
Yeah, same Z's. I always tell my coaches to do a grand opening. Maybe if you don't have your packet yet, like Ashley said, just make it as personal as possible. And if you've struggled with something in the past, put that in there. I know it's scary, but there was a coach who signed up with me maybe 2 years ago, and I loved her grand opening. It was very personal. It was talked about like, hey guys, like, you know, I've been on this journey. I've fallen. I've been, you know, following this person. She's tried this program, and you know, I'm so excited to try it for my kids, for this. So it's just like, she just made it very, like, she put a picture of herself, and then she added what she used to struggle with in the past, what she expects now, just how excited she was. And it wasn't like, what you don't want to do is, now I'm a Beachbody coach, like Ashley said, you know, contact me if you want more information. That's super salesy. You want people to cheer for you. You want people to be like, oh, awesome, like she's doing that. You know, people love to cheer you on. Most people do. And so make it as personal as possible. Share why you're doing it and what you struggled with in the past, and just how excited you are to be starting this new journey. And again, you know, hey, I'm going to be posting a little bit, but it's just to help me. I've fallen so many times in the past. This time, I really want to stick with it. You know, something like that.
Yeah, guys, think about it. When we say don't be super salesy, that is an objection that we hear a lot as coaches, is like, I don't want to be super salesy. Well, then don't sell anything. Don't sell. I don't feel like, I know Letty and I, we don't sell anything. Yes, people purchase from us. We do not sell anything. What we are doing and what our jobs are as coaches is being accountable to our journey. We found, I'm guessing most of us have tried things outside of Beachbody, right? Like I had tried every diet, and I was just thinking, someone messaged me today who's been doing Weight Watchers for 11 years. And I remember that time that I was the same size I am now, but I hated my body, and I went into Weight Watchers and I signed up for Weight Watchers. Like and I sat there and I felt super stupid because there was people that like were, you know, had 100 pounds to lose or 50 pounds to lose. And I bet they were looking at me like, who's this girl? But I still was unhappy with my body, right? Like I had tried every diet out there. Beachbody's the one that worked. So your job as a coach is not to get everybody to say yes to Beachbody. Your job is to just inspire people to live their best life. Some people have to go to the gym. They have to run. They need to get out of their house. They need to do whatever. And if you inspire someone to have a salad over a burger or join the gym or sign up for a race, like that's still rad because you're making an impact. But you found something that works for you, that you love. So don't ever sell anything. You're not selling, right? You're just sharing what works for you. And think of it as like when you go to a movie that you love and how you talk to your friends, or when you go to a restaurant that you love. I know I have a friend who finds every new restaurant in town and then tells me when they're rad. And is like, oh, you guys have to go to this place. It was voted this and this and this, and their pasta, like, it's so good. And I don't ever feel like she's selling at me, right? I just feel like she did something and loves it. Doesn't mean it's the only restaurant in town I can eat at. It just means I should try that. So think of that like that. Don't put pressure on your posts. Don't put pressure on when people talk to you and say that they're ready to sign up. Just talk to them like normal human beings and think about, why do you love Beachbody and why has it been a solution for you and why could it help them? Okay, Rebecca, what do I say to someone who asks me to send them some workout routines from Beachbody, doesn't want to join as of yet? We don't have Beachbody routines that we can send, but one thing that is super awesome is we have a free membership. They can get 30 days free to Beachbody On Demand. So Beachbody On Demand, if you guys, I think, hopefully all of you are on Beachbody On Demand. If you've ordered your challenge pack within 30 days, you have 30 days free of Beachbody On Demand. It is literally the best value we have. It is $40, $38 or something every 3 months. There's full programs on there with meal plans. There are sneak peeks. So even if you haven't bought Country Heat, there is a sneak peek of Country Heat on there. There are sneak peeks of all of our top programs on there. There are exclusive, like we just started the 20s reality show. There's going to be a cooking show starting later this month on 21 Day Fix with Autumn. It is insane, and they're putting new workouts on it all the time. It is insane. So that person, they still have to go sign up for something, and they're going to show up as your customer, but they can try it for 30 days for free. So for someone like that, they can offer that. You can also do maybe a clean eating challenge, which is free. And I know Letty does one of those every single month. I haven't done one in a long time, but there are lots of coaches on our team who do it. So you could post in our group and ask if anyone wants to run one together. And in the files section is all the information on how to do it. So that's a free group. I do always make sure people sign up as my customer, but those are a couple options that you could send to someone who isn't ready to invest. Because you guys, it is very common in the beginning that people are not ready to invest with you. And you will hear a lot, I don't have money for that right now, in the beginning. I don't really get that objection anymore. I got it a ton in the beginning, but I don't get that objection anymore. And I don't believe in that objection. When someone tells you they don't have money, what they're really saying is, I don't trust you yet that you can get me results. That's really what it means. And it's nothing against you. It just means they have to continue watching you. So they reached out because they thought, I want to try this. I want something to change. But then they find out that there's a cost associated to it. And they're like, well, I'm not ready for that commitment because I'm not totally sure. Hi, son. And so it's getting that price objection is very normal. Like if you guys are struggling in the beginning, that is status quo. That is normal. That does not make you a crappy coach or mean that you're not going to be successful. You just have to keep pushing forward and keep showing up so that people start seeing you as a fitness professional, because people did not see that in the beginning, right? And Mackenzie, we could tell you how long it took us to become successful as coaches, but what that means is that you're going to try to compare yourself to our journey, and your journey is going to be very different than ours. And there are coaches that have joined after us who are way more successful than either Leticia or myself. And then there's coaches who joined before us who are not as successful as us. So I think focus on your journey. I think focus on doing the things that you know that you need to do, which is do your workout, drink your shake, stay plugged into the team, do your personal development, and share your story. That's it. That's what you do. And then you can run as fast as you want to run with it. And we will support you all along the way. But people bloom and blossom at very different times in this business. So don't compare yourself to anybody. That's very tempting as well. Just don't do it.
And I'll also add that it depends on what you describe as, or what success looks like for you. Like I felt successful right away, first for taking that big leap of faith and finally joining Beachbody. Like it took me years to decide to join Beachbody. And when I did, I felt successful pretty soon. And it wasn't because I had rank advancement and I was earning a ton of cash. It was just because I was working on myself and I finally found something, Beachbody, that helped me find a balance. Like I used to be like extreme yo-yo dieter, and I was either like super strict or super, eating like crap. So I just felt successful. Like I'm doing something for myself. Especially when I started reading personal development, I started to change on the inside. And that's one thing that my husband told me right away. He said, you're different. You're different, and I'm loving it. And so that made me feel really successful, even though, again, I wasn't, where I am now. I wasn't making money. I was still a teacher, but there was just different things throughout my journey that made me feel really successful. Like when I would get messages from people, even in my free groups that I didn't get any commission from, and they would tell me, you're amazing. You've inspired me. Because of you, I've started working out. Even if it's at the gym, like they didn't even buy anything from me. That made me feel successful. That made me feel very fulfilled. And like, I was like, wow, like people are actually watching me. You're going to start to get random messages from people that are going to mean the world to you. And that to me is a lot of success in the beginning. And then just working on yourself, rocking your program, that makes you feel successful. Even again, doesn't mean chiseled body, chiseled ab. It means progress. It means you look in the mirror and you feel proud of yourself. That to me was feeling successful. Any other questions, you guys? I think that's good.
Okay, I can't tell if this one is typing. No, I think she's writing. Okay, guys, so that's all. Thanks for joining tonight and spending so much time with us. I hope that this was helpful and not overwhelming. And remember, when you start to feel overwhelmed, You have your basics to get back to, and then just lean on us, lean on your resources that you have. You will be successful in this business if you focus on your basics and you just stick with it and don't give up. It's going to take, consistency and just being there, but it will be worth it at the end, whenever that end is. Like, I feel like Letty and I have not reached the end yet, but we're still our own bosses, and we get to decide what we want to do all day long, and that's pretty rad and fulfilling. So have a great night, guys. We're excited to watch your businesses grow and get to know y'all better.
Thank you, guys. Good night.